Do you know why it's called a podcast?
Podcast. Well, cast.
It's because they used to get inside of a pod, and then they'd make a cast of it, and like you put on your arm.
Okay.
And then that's where they would go. They would trap people in there to record a podcast and never let them out, and they just live in there until they die. Like a human mummification process.
Okay. That's a fun fact.
It's a combination of iPod and broadcast.
iPad, broadcast, podcast.
So it's based off an iPod.
Okay. Really?
Yes.
It was first on an Apple thing?
Yes. Some guy was recording audio on his iPod and broadcasting it like a blog online.
Damn.
So it's only a podcast if we at least have one person listening from an iPod.
Yeah, I'll check the analytics.
It's you. I see you.
Thank you so much.
iPod Touch.
Yeah, it's got to have a screen. Otherwise, they won't know that you're pointing at them. Yeah. Okay. We got to get his name. I want his name.
Ben Hammersley.
Ben Hammersley.
Thanks, Ben.
iPod and broadcast. Yep, you're correct. February 2004. That's the year. 2004. 2004.
My favorite year. And that's my dad. Ben Hammersley.
Okay. Well, shout out Tony's dad. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Woo! Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the Off Angle Podcast, or welcome back to the Off Angle Podcast. We're two best friends take a look at life and all. Oh shit! Hold on, I'll cut that one out. We're two best friends take a look at. We're two best friends take a look at movies and life and all that has to offer from a slightly different perspective. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm Tyler.
Hi, Tony. That's me.
Yeah, I can't get it anymore. I had it, and
you gotta show people the imperfections, okay?
You're right.
You can't just have unrealistic standards of beauty. You don't understand this, okay?
I mean, this is our 13th episode. You know, I'm still getting it together.
This is a cursed episode.
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen while we're recording. Like something's gonna break, or we're like,
okay,
table's gonna explode or something.
So something less catastrophic, but yeah, something could happen. Fingers crossed, it's nothing too bad. I'm gonna scoot the water a little farther away from my laptop.
If we just do something bad right away, then it'll get rid of the curse.
Well, take it away.
Oh no, I pour my water on the laptop.
Please don't. I'm scared.
Or I'll like sneeze and bonk my head in the mic or something.
Okay.
I think we need to have more of like a news program vibe. Like I want to have like, all right, and today, this week, let's head over to Tyler for the sports.
Yeah.
And Google's the word sports.
Yeah, sports this week.
Sports. Hannah Hidalgo goes off for 34 points in Notre Dame's victory. What sport is that?
They know. They'll know. We don't need to specify.
Hannah Hidalgo. Who's that? I don't know. What other things does news have?
Weather.
Well, yeah, people can come to us for the weather. We could be the weather source.
Yeah, for like globally.
Yes.
That'd be a whole podcast in and of itself. Just talk about the weather everywhere.
Yeah.
Or just like an average of the weather in the whole world.
Average of the weather. It's like
so in the world, it's
probably a little cloudy, around like 60 degrees.
Yeah.
Just on average.
Yeah.
Like if you go outside, it's most likely not deadly in either direction.
Right.
That's all we know for sure.
There's probably traffic near you.
Yeah.
This just in, one of your major highways just had an accident.
Our sports could be an average too.
Yeah.
Well, this week sports was a tie. Some people
goals
won,
were scored.
Other people's won.
Goals were missed. Yeah. That one guy, someone was injured, and your team is not going to the big game for your sport.
Yeah, on average.
Sorry. But welcome back.
Hi.
This week, we're actually talking about the movie we were supposed to talk about last week because, as you know, things got a little mixed up. And I think, therefore, it'll be my turn to recommend a movie again since we got a little flip-flop.
That's messed up, bro.
We'll see. It's your fault that it happened.
This is all your agenda to have all your recommendations back to back to back to back.
That's it, man. I do want to start doing, do kind of anyway, but just if there's anything, whether movie, games, whatever, that we recommend to people that week, just like right at the end. A lot of podcasts do that. Like, did you see anything this week you'd recommend to people? You know, I played this game, check it out, read this book, you know, whatever. Just as a good outro piece.
Okay.
So if you want to catch some recommendations, we'll have some recommendations at the end. Maybe if there's anything worth watching.
Don't skip to the end; it's not allowed.
Or recommending things not to check out. Do not watch this. Do not play this. Exactly. But we talked a lot about Dreams last week. It's only been a couple days technically since filming. What?
I need to input something about this Dreams thing from last time because I missed a very obvious joke.
Okay.
Well, it's not really a joke, but
I retroactively edit it back into the last episode.
Retroactively. Because I said said a thing where I was like, "Oh, we could have a dream podcast."
Okay.
Called the Dreamcast, bro.
Hey, you're right.
The greatest.
Shout out to the Dreamcast.
Yeah, thing. It had the freaky, controller with like the weird little thing on there.
Dreamcast was sick.
Had the discs that were like blue or something.
Mm-hmm. And I played. Well, I know the Sonic games were on the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle was on the Dreamcast, I think.
I played Crazy Taxi on there.
Crazy Taxi, and it had Power Stone. I loved Power Stone.
True.
One of my favorite games of all time, Power Stone 1 and 2. Dreamcast is an underrated console.
Exactly.
And it had some like Snowboard Kids or something game too.
Snowboard Kids.
It probably wasn't called Snowboard Kids.
SSX. No, that's later.
Yeah.
SSX Tricky.
Dreamcast snowboard game. Rippin' Riders? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Riders.
I guess it's Rippin' Riders.
Rippin' Riders. Hey, if you're a rider, come get ripped on the Dreamcast.
There is Snowboard Kids, but it's on the N64.
Okay. What about those weird games that they had at the book fair that would be like backyard baseball?
I would always get those every time that we'd have a book fair.
Sick. I remember exactly what they looked like and how they played and everything.
Yeah. They had all the sports.
A bunch of them. I did get sometimes the world record, Guinness World Record books.
Yeah, those are fun.
Counts.
Those are fun. Yeah, they're books. They got words in them.
It's a couple.
Yeah.
A few words.
I mean, I did read some books and that weren't assigned to me because obviously we would have to read books for school. But I used to read books at the time that weren't assigned to me.
Captain Underpants.
Yeah, Captain Underpants. Pretty much every Dr. Seuss book.
Captain Underpants 2.
Those Shel Silverstein poetry books.
Yeah, true.
The Are You Afraid of the Dark ones? Because they had the freaky ass pictures.
Terrifying.
And that's not Are You Afraid of the Dark, is it? I can't remember. But
scary stories to read in the dark.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
And I read Magic Treehouse. Read a lot of the Magic Treehouse books.
What's that? That sounds familiar.
It's like they have a treehouse. It's magic. These two kids, they go in it and it like teleports them. Like there was one of the first one's dinosaurs. It's like dinosaurs on a Tuesday or nights on a weekend. Right. I enjoyed those a lot. And also I read a good chunk of the series of unfortunate event books.
True, I read those too.
Yeah.
What about Goosebumps?
Yeah. Read a handful of those.
All the classics, baby.
Yeah. Good time. They don't make them like they used to. They probably do. I just wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're better than they used to even.
They were never that good, let's be honest.
But R.L. Stein, that's a sick author name.
It is.
Just want to say. I don't know what the R and the L stand for even, but.
Really?
What do people do? They do that like J.K. Rowling, R.L. Stein, like.
Just if you don't like your first name, you could just use your first and second initial.
T.A. Stevenson.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of sick. Or maybe you could just use whatever letters you want.
True. There's no. I mean, some people have a pen, like a pen name.
Penman.
I was gonna say penmanship, but that's like their actual writing.
Yeah.
Pen name. Yeah.
True.
That could be anything I want. I know there's some people that have like multiple book series all written by different authors, but it's really them. They just go by different pen names based on like the genre of the book. Yeah.
They do that.
These are all me. But Dreams, I was gonna say because I said I was gonna try to remember my dreams, and there's one, just a piece of it that I remember that had you in it. It was me and you, might have been other people, but me and you, we were with Kyle, and he was having another baby. And like, I guess we were at the hospital. He was gonna have his baby, right? But he wasn't, because usually, you get a little emotional, seeing your child being born, like that's an emotional experience. And he was feeling like he wasn't gonna be emotional enough. And it was, the baby's about to come. He's about to go in there and like the baby's coming. So he's like, I need one of you to just kick me as hard as you can.
Okay.
So he could be like
Okay.
emotional. And I'm like, kick you where? And he's like, just kick me in the chin. Like kick me under the chin.
Okay.
And then I'll be emotional. And then me and you were just going back and forth of like, who's gonna do this? And then I decided, okay, I'll do it. And I woke up, but we are gonna help Kyle be emotional by kicking him as hard as we can.
Okay. Obviously, those who don't know, we have a friend named Kyle who does not live in America.
Right. Currently.
He visited for the holidays. Probably will visit again next holidays. Maybe that's going to happen in the future. Maybe they're going to get pregnant again, and it's going to line up where they're going to have the baby while they're visiting.
Yeah. Maybe this was a premonition.
And then this is going to happen. You're going to have to kick him.
Yeah. Because he's already had one baby, so
Right.
I'm sure he was emotional for the first baby. But the second one's like, oh, another one.
Exactly.
I've done this before. But
Exactly.
we'll help him out. We'll give him a good kick.
Start practice kicking.
Yeah, I had another one last night, but it wasn't, like I remember it, but it just wasn't noteworthy in any way. So that was the more
Lame.
interesting one. Yeah, but I'll try to, not for the podcast necessarily, but I want to start writing them down more because there's some wacky stuff that happens in our brains. And I just
remember
forget
them
about
almost every night, but like they're so jumbled and like it's just like so much random stuff happens.
Yeah, it's hard to even coherently explain it
Yeah.
out loud to somebody.
We'll be right back after these messages.
So, obviously, we're not going to talk about past lives yet, but past lives is usually how I was hearing about it prior to us watching it was that it was sad at parts, like it would be a sad movie. And so I wanted to know if there's any movie scenes, TV scenes, anything that like always make you tear up or sad or cry. If there's anything that like always hits you.
I think I've told you about this before. I cannot remember a single movie. Okay. A single sad movie that has made me cry.
Okay.
I'm one of those people where I will like, not to cry, but I'll get so close to crying. Like I'm on the edge when there's something really cool happening. You know? Not like cool.
Oh my God, this
Like,
is beautiful.
Like when, like, you know, like something, you know, I don't know.
Such as?
I can't think of an example. If I could think of an example that was like, oh, like.
We talk about like, I don't know, Spider-Verse when he jumps off the building and has that shot and he's upside down. Like that's pretty cool
Not
moment.
just,
like
cool,
what level?
But like somebody's about to whatever, and then somebody comes in and like there's a whole triumphant whatever. Like, yeah, I don't know, just like cool emotional scenes that aren't necessarily sad.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was gonna say, apart from that, movies don't make me cry. There is a movie that made me cry.
All right. Okay.
I just thought of it.
Okay.
Just one, not a cool one, a sad one.
Better be the saddest
Yeah.
movie.
Well, it's been so long. It's on my list to rewatch, so I don't know if it still holds up at all. But the movie Big Fish.
I can't remember what happens in. I've seen that movie.
It's like about this guy and his dad like always tells him these stories that are like super wacky and like very clearly not real. And we kind of follow along the stories through the dad's life.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, and there's stuff that happens with their relationship and then the realizations of the end and then it's just like, ugh. And there's a very emotional moment. It's like, ugh. I cried at that like 10 years ago.
Okay.
But outside of that, I've told you this before, anime. Something brings it out of me. You could show me the saddest actual movie of all time, and I'll just be like, that's pretty sad.
That sucks.
Put it in anime form, I'm like, oh. But you know, just as an example, like, not sad, but an example of the cool stuff, just rewatched Summer Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
And at the end, when they're barely winning in Summer Wars,
right.
and they're playing the little card game, they're playing Koi Koi or whatever,
yeah.
and they're about to lose, and then it's like, and they make it all like cool and like rainbow, and it's like, oh,
hell yeah,
and everybody in the
yeah.
whole world is like behind and watching, and just like, oh, it's so cool, it's emotional. But there's tons of sad anime that have actually made me cry.
Of course,
like Clannad.
Yeah.
I think Angel Beats I cried once.
It's pretty sad.
At an unexpected point, and I can't probably other ones, but can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I was gonna say Summer Wars. You should definitely check out Summer Wars, the animated movie, but very good.
It's so good.
It is very it's very good.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those that fall into the category of just like it's just an enjoyable watch. Yeah. It's just fun. It's lighthearted.
Big wacky family busting. They come guy with his big boat come busting through the gates of their house. Like,
it's just goofy and well animated. It's a good time. It's got like a little action in it, a little drama, a little comedy. Like it's got everything. It's just lighthearted,
a bit of romance, kind of.
I won't say the R word, but it's a good fun.
You won't say
time. My artwork.
Okay. Chill.
Romp. just to clarify.
What are you talking about?
This movie's freaking crazy, dude.
Okay.
That was my review of it.
Okay, but yeah, how about you crying movies?
It's rare that I like tears literally dripping,
exactly.
but I do like feel it welling up sometimes. And also, especially when with other people, like I'm trying to let myself just feel it more, but I got to be a man. I can't cry, so I hold it back. But I'm letting myself try to be more emotional. If I'm feeling something, just let myself feel the damn emotion. What's gonna happen? You baby!
Look at this guy. He's crying, bro.
16 people are gonna bust through the door.
Look at this movie,
bitch, dude. So anyway, I had 3 examples of things that consistently make me emotional. First, the only movie that immediately jumped to mind, just because it's recent, is Everything Everywhere All at Once. When it gets to the laundry and taxes scene.
Oh yeah, that one I forgot.
Always hits me.
One got me.
Always, I've seen it. You've seen it more than me. I've seen it 3 times, and each time it hit me. And then also a little bit near the end, where the mom and daughter are, have their moment. Yep. Also, so Everything Everywhere All at Once. Obviously, fantastic movie in general, but that one always gets me. Another one that just I always see is, of course, a classic is the scene from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with his dad.
Oh, yeah.
Where his dad he didn't really grow up with his dad. His dad comes to visit. They have this stay together, and then he basically just leaves him again. But they have this like exchange near the end, and it's really, really good. I'm sure you've probably seen it. It pops up all the time on social medias and stuff. But that scene always gets me. And then I have 3 quick examples. Several scenes in The Office always get me. There's the one, There's the one where Pam has her little art gallery, and only Michael shows up, and he tells her he's really proud of her and stuff. And they have this moment. She gets all like emotional. Of course, pretty much the whole episode of Goodbye Michael, where Michael leaves the office, is pretty emotional. Especially him and Jim talking, where he's like, "Well, tomorrow at our lunch, I'll tell you that you were the greatest boss that I've ever had." And like he's like holding back tears. That's really good. And then an underrated one, because it's one of the best episodes, the funniest episodes, is Stress Relief. Which has the cold open of like the fire, the pretend fire, and there's all this stuff going on, and he cuts the face off the mannequin and white, and then they're doing it's a great episode. But the kind of B story is dealing with Pam's parents going through potentially splitting. She goes and talks to her dad, comes back and is explaining to Jim like, is it my fault? Is it my fault that they broke up? And she's like, yeah, because he said that when he was talking to you, you said that like every time I come into the room, like I light up the, like just explaining how we're so perfect and that he's never felt that for my mom. And she's all, so it's just like, oh, it's just so sweet. It's so cute. So I cry at cute things, just like, oh, it's so sweet. Little cheese ball moments. But yeah, those always get me. I'm sure there's more, like you said, and in animes for sure. There's plenty, but those were the ones that immediately jumped to mind because I've seen them all recently.
Oh, you know a movie that always makes me cry? Air Bud.
Oh, yeah.
When he dunked the ball. When the dog dunked the ball. Oh.
Can you not breathe?
Because he's a dog.
And he's wearing shoes.
And he dunked the ball.
He dunks it. And they didn't think he could do it.
They didn't want to let him play.
Or like, isn't it like a clown or something?
I don't know.
His dad, it's like he's choosing between like his previous owner. I don't even remember the story of Air Bud, but it's like, come on, buddy, come on.
They said there's no rule that a dog can't play.
It's true. If you check the rule book, maybe it's been added since then. But
there's like 20 of them.
I know there's pups. Ones with the pup. There's probably multiple. Air Buddies, I think it's called.
I remember seeing the one that they were in space, but I don't know what that.
Oh yeah.
What do they do in space? There's no sports in space.
There's no b-ball in space.
Yeah.
So there's no gravity.
Did they branch off from being sports movies to just like
dogs do stuff,
doing stuff?
Yeah,
that dogs
I guess so.
Do. Okay.
Speaking of dogs, bro, freaking Snow Dogs. I will always hate that movie.
Why?
Because I like the dog. I'm sure it's fine, but the marketing for the movie as a kid, it in the trailer shows us the scene. Yeah. There's a scene in the movie where he falls asleep and he's dreaming of being on like a beach or something with the dogs, and they're all talking to him and stuff. So in the advertising to a kid, it's like, oh, there's talking dogs in this movie. They're just regular dogs. They're just dogs. I've seen dogs. I wanted talking dogs. There should be a law. Yeah, dog law.
Don't show talking dogs unless they're consistent.
They did that with Kangaroo Jack, too.
You're right.
He's just a regular
You're
kangaroo.
Right. You have a whole list of these.
Yeah. They did that with friggin'... No, just those two.
I always mix up Snow Dogs and 8 Below.
That's the one with Eminem, isn't it?
That's 8 Mile. God.
8 Below, Paul Walker? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in one. It's like the same thing, the same movie, but like there's snow dogs and they pull them. So I mix up some of the plot points between those two movies.
But did their dogs talk?
I don't know.
Like I said, I don't care if they don't talk.
I don't remember.
If you show in the trailer that they talk and they don't talk, that's when I have a problem.
I don't think they did, because I think it was pretty grounded and real.
A random question is, see if you have an answer off the top of your head, is...
I do.
Okay, that's good. Good to know. Is what is either like an item that you've purchased or a subscription, like just in general, what's something you've spent money on that was like the biggest waste of money, the biggest useless purchase? You bought something that didn't even touch it once.
I'm sure I have a lot of that.
Yeah, that's what you have a lot of little knickknacks, trinkets, techie stuff.
Well, it's just because of all the things that I get into, and then I don't ever use
it like one time. Mm-hmm.
That's a problem. I don't have a big one off the top of my head though.
Yeah, I don't have anything huge. I have like this.
I have little stuff.
Something recent I bought. It's something that goes on a tripod. It kind of hooks like around your lens.
Yeah.
And it allows you to loosen it so you can like shift it to vertical.
Yeah.
So I bought that. It's like a nice one. It's hardy. It was like $100. And then I realized my tripod can do that anyway.
Amazing.
This tripod right here can just do it.
Right.
And it's already on there. That thing's really finicky to put on. So
I
just have a hunk of metal.
One time, this was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago. I was like, I'm going to get really into astronomy.
Okay.
I'm going to get into
Get yourself a telescope. Okay.
So I got a telescope.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, did all my research. What's the best starter telescope? Where do you go? What's the things you need? The accessories.
Did you catch that waxing gibbous, bro?
Oh, waning, waxing. I got all of it. I got all the gibbuses. But anyway, so I did all this research. I got this Celestron something or other. I don't know.
That's a name.
It was. I did my research. Okay.
Okay, I believe
I got it. And I looked in there, and I even had like a mount. You could put a camera and everything. It was spicy.
All right.
But I put it on there, and my phone could zoom in more than this piece of trash.
How is that even possible?
Because it
was like a 2x zoom telescope.
It was like $200, but it's that Celestron. It's like the good brand. Okay.
I mean, it's a pretty spicy name.
So like. But I got like the shittiest one that good brand makes. So it's like this is it wasn't like 2x, but it was like nothing. Like I was expecting like I did all this research. I got it. I'm gonna look at the moon. I'm gonna be
like a
whatever.
full,
but no, it was
moon,
like
baby.
Oh, the moon looks it looks bigger. Yeah, cool.
Wow, like, that's a disappointment. Just like a huge binoculars, basically.
Yeah, literally. It was basically about what it was. So
damn.
That sucked.
That does suck.
So if you ever want to get into astronomy, you got to spend the dollars. You can't buy like $100 telescope. It's not going to do anything for you.
Yeah. Although, I mean, they're kind of nice to like put in a room. They look nice. Good piece of just decoration, I guess.
Yeah, I left it. I had it in like my area for a while. I'm sure I don't know if you remember.
Yeah. No, I do.
I used that a single time.
Wow.
Or maybe twice, but I was like, it was so sad.
Yeah, I just bought it hasn't come in yet, but I bought a walking pad for under my desk because I have a standing desk. So I'm hoping that won't be a useless purchase. Not that I won't use it, but you know, all the 1-star reviews are like, oh, it combusted into flames after 2 uses. You know, I'm worried it's going to break on me or something like that. But so not that I won't use it, but that it won't work for long. It'll fall apart. 'Cause it's not like I bought $1,000 one. Yeah. You know, I went pretty cheap just to get the job done. But yeah, I'm sure because I've invested in all kinds of camera equipment that I've barely touched. So I'm sure there's a long list of that have been quite useless. My drone, not useless. I've gotten some use out of it, but definitely not as much as you could. It's all right. You know,
drones are weird.
Yeah, unless you do something that involves drones frequently in your job or your projects, like I don't have much excuse to whip it out.
Because even if we're making something like drone shots are weird. You know?
Yeah, like maybe for an establishing shot or something. But it's also just kind of cumbersome to set them up, and you got to charge the batteries. You usually have to update the app. You got to like you got to like spin in a circle with it to get the gyroscope calibrator. So it's annoying.
Well, at first it was like cool. It was like, yo, we could get like shots that were previously only possible with a crane or like crazy stuff. But now it's like
drones were like $20,000. Yeah. Now they're accessible.
Now you can get a drone for $20 that has a camera on it.
Yeah,
probably literally.
So. I do still want a 360 camera. I want to mess with those because those seem fun.
We could put one right here.
Yeah, there you go. 360 pocket. They can look wherever they want to look. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Put some like weird stuff going on in the background.
Yeah.
Easter eggs.
Do that because YouTube has 360 support, doesn't it? Yeah.
I think you could also put on VR.
Right. Yeah.
You have a 360.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You could have a seat at the table.
Yeah, that'd be like a Patreon perk or something.
True, live audience.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's kind of weird. I don't know if I would just get upset. Whoa, hey guys, Tyler, Tony, whoa.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd want to be here. Ooh, disgustingly close to us.
And you could even like do it like oh, welcome to Off Angle, where three best friends. I'm Tyler, I'm Tony, and we just pointed them.
So glad to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just give them points to say something and react in a super generic way. Oh, wow, that's cool.
True.
Me too. Yeah, wow. That'll be so great. Super interactive.
Definitely a great idea. They made another Snow Dog movie with... Is that the guy, or does that just look like the guy? It looks like Willem Dafoe, but I don't think it is.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't look like Willem Dafoe.
Is it not?
No, I don't think so.
That's gotta be him. He has such a face.
Oh, it is Willem Dafoe.
Okay.
Never mind.
About to say.
But he looks weird.
Yeah.
They kept putting the actual guy's name instead of his.
Dude's got such an iconic, unique face.
But why did Disney make so many Arctic dog movies?
I don't know. I guess there was just a desire for them. People just really... It's something most people don't get to experience, you know?
What?
Being a dog
in the Arctic?
Well, being a dog, true. Only a few select individuals get to experience the pleasures. And being in the Arctic. Bob sledding. Bob skiing. Bobbing. Bob.
Who's Bob?
I don't know. Who is Bob? Is that what you're...
Yes.
Okay.
It's called bobsledding because the way the crews bob back and forth to increase their speed. Oh, when they're like...
Dude, I want to get into the one at the Olympics where they get on they lay back luge and they go like 200 miles an hour.
I want to be a human Hot Wheels car.
That's what I'm saying. How do you get into that? How do you...
Just go do it.
I don't think my body's aerodynamic enough for that. I think you got to be born that way. Born extra smooth.
Born to luge.
Born to luge.
Why did we never have a luge movie? You know, back in like the 2000s era, we had all these extreme sports movies. We had Brink. Tell me you don't remember Brink.
I remember Brink.
That was a banger. They had the team, the Pup and Suds or something.
I don't have that
deep
of a memory of it. I just know it happened.
Team Pup and Suds.
Dude, nailed it. He nails it every time. Inside. Can't remember to watch a movie. He remembers something from like 1982.
But they have that. They have like skateboarding movies, of course. They have a bunch of them. They have Johnny Tsunami on the surfboard killing it.
Yeah, Disney Channel did like every sport. They did motocross. They did...
True, they have motocross.
Yeah, well, Johnny Tsunami, I think there's two moves. There's like a surfing one and a skateboard. Or no, he surfs, but then he becomes a skateboard. Yeah, mountain boarding, right, yeah.
Or what about that one?
I know they got horseback riding somewhere.
They were racers. They were like drag racers or something.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what that one's called.
They were practicing with a little thing to get the lights.
Drag stars. Drag queens. No, I don't know.
think it was called drag queens.
I don't know. Pretty much all the sports. Basketball, Luck of the Irish. There's a basketball in there.
Luck of the Irish.
Yeah.
Why was that a thing?
I don't know, but I felt seen. Am I Irish? I think I'm Irish. I'm white. I think I'm Irish. I don't know.
White,
Scottish?
I think I'm Irish. Jeez.
I think I'm Irish.
So they made all of them except for Luge.
All of them except Luge. They could have called it the Illusionist.
What was there was a, wasn't there a tennis one? They even had a bobsledding one. Where's the Luge?
Underappreciated sport.
The Mighty Ducks.
Oh, yeah. Hockey. I'm sure they had football. I'm sure.
Ice Princess. They had Right on Track was the racing movie.
Okay.
They had Jump In.
Oh, yeah. Competitive jump roping.
Jump roping. There's Brink, Full Court Miracle, Going to the Mat. I think, what was that, wrestling?
Everything.
One.
But no luge. Look, you snooze, you lose.
You snooze. They even had basketball. This is from 2023. Chang Can Dunk. That's a Disney movie from last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
They really get that name, you know.
Chang Can
really
Dunk.
They even had a snowboarding one called Cloud 9. They even had a bowling one called Alley Cat Strike.
Let's
Remember
watch a Disney Channel movie.
I loved those Disney Channel movies.
Yeah, and those were our childhood. Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior.
That doesn't count.
True, because that was like better than a normal Disney. That was just like an actual cinematic movie. It's on another level.
Double Teamed. I remember that one. Girls basketball movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. They're like twins, right?
Yeah. Remember that one movie where the guy makes his own twin? Remember that?
Probably.
He makes a clone.
Yeah.
The Other Me.
The Other Me? Another Me?
The Other Me.
The Other Me? Oh, yeah. I just saw someone do a video about this on YouTube.
That movie?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
And there's Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century.
Of course. There's another 3 of them or something.
Yeah, a lot. I don't know if I saw all of them, but
we'll have a Disney Channel, pick 3 Disney Channel original movies and do an episode on them.
You have to get a little drunk for that one, I think.
Yeah, that'll be the drunk
The
episode.
13th Year! Swimming Merman movie. That one was so good. That one was sick. You don't remember? He's a mermaid. He gets separated from his mom, when he's at birth, and then he grows up, and he doesn't become a merman, until he turns 13. Oh. That's when the mermaid powers manifest.
I see.
And he's a swimmer, and he suddenly gets really good at swimming. So whenever he touches water, he starts getting scales. And stuff.
I see. Yeah.
He's like, whoa.
I just think of
H2O.
Well, H2O, yeah. But then there's that movie Aquamarine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember Aquamarine.
Yep.
Which I think I also watched recently. Again.
Lots of good mermaid movies.
There is. Mermaids are good. Mermaids are cool. Shape of Water
was one.
One of the more wild ones, sure.
Sort of.
That's the sequel to 13th Year.
Yeah.
They called him.
Miracle in Lane 2. It's a soapbox car racing movie. Remember that one? It's with Frankie Muniz, and he's in a wheelchair, and he becomes in the soapbox car.
It's vague, but it's there. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of like Luge.
Yeah, it's like a wooden rouge. Uh-huh.
What about the Posterdle, where it shows you a little bit of a movie poster, and then it gets more and more movie poster? Here, I'm going to try it. Let's see if I guess what it is. That's not a movie. What?
Posterdle.
God. Okay. Yeah, the current one I would not have gotten.
Not that.
Oh, okay. Well, the one from yesterday I would have gotten at 15 seconds. So pretty good.
Well, let me see if I get today's then, because I didn't. I was looking at a completely different movie. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Oh. I saw part of that movie recently.
What, Knight's Tale?
A Knight's Tale, yeah.
The one from yesterday I got, like I said, really easily, but so I think it's
the 27th?
Yeah. Got that one in 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah. It's Office Space, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Got it at 15 seconds as well. Or at 15 seconds.
Well, let's try the 26th, yeah?
26th. All right.
Go!
Oh, okay.
This one's complicated. What's that? What is this?
We both turned our head at the same time.
What?
I'm going to stop it. Let me think. Let me look at this pixelated mess. So we got two characters, both wearing hats, it looks like.
All right. Well, I got it with 3 seconds left because the title's on the film.
Oh, yeah. White man can't
looks
jump.
like Logan Paul.
It's, what's his face?
That's not him, is it?
That's him.
It is?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. That really?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. He was in a basketball movie.
Yeah, it's a classic. They just remade it or are remaking it with the rapper guy.
Which rapper guy?
Vanilla Baby. What's his name? He's got the curly hair. White boy.
Oh. Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jack Harlow. I think I already came out.
Why? Bring back Woody, man.
Because he's kind of getting old. I don't know if he can jump anymore.
True. Oh, yeah. It came out in 2023. It has a whopping 5.1 on IMDb. So.
Oof.
And Jack Harlow do be looking like a freak. What is this hair? It's time.
I kind of look like Jack Harlow sometimes.
Look at that. What is that? Who allowed that hair?
That's just his hair, dude. That's what he looks like.
That's a wig. That's his grandma's wig that he put on. Like, literally.
Well, we'll take a break here, and then we'll talk about a movie we both do know now, this week. Past Lives, coming up.
I thought we were going to talk about Airbud. Damn. Okay.
Right after
Past
this. It's intermission time.
At the interest of missions.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but apparently it's a thing now.
So today's obviously very real, truly, definitely giving us money.
Yeah.
Sponsor.
So much
not
money.
fake at all.
Stacks.
Sponsor.
To the ceiling.
Is
Reebok. Yeah. They have a theme song also at Reebok. And it goes a little something like this.
Hey. Come on. You're walking down the street and you got no shoes on your feet. Hey. You're walking down the street to this sick beat. Hey.
This sick beat.
You might get yourself a little Reebok. You might have seen it when you're scrolling on the TikTok. You want to look real tasty? Hop on the shoes and you can no longer be pasty.
Woo!
Reebok.
Reeboking it. Put a sock in it.
Oh, pull a Glock out of it. Keep your...
Don't put that in your shoes. That's inappropriate.
It's very dangerous. Don't keep your Glocks in your shoes, guys.
Thanks, Reebok.
Thanks, Reebok.
Let's get back to it.
What? Oh, I thought you were saying welcome back. Welcome back.
Come back.
Everybody. It's just snack time, all right?
It's
snack time.
snackies.
It's snack time. Time for the snackies.
Snacky jackies. Snackies when we're backies.
Snackies when we're backies.
Take a break with a snake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Snackies with the snackies.
So I
What
have
you got?
two.
Oh, he's got
Because
two.
one of them is small, tiny.
All right.
Do you want one that might be painful or one that's probably kind of nice first?
I don't know what painful means. I think we start painful
Interpretation.
so we can end
Okay.
nice.
So I want to read this to you before we eat it because I think it's a little funny. XCUs. If we translate its name, we'll spoil the surprise. Just go ahead and try one. P.S. A surprise awaits for you the first 10 seconds as soon as you start chewing it. I wonder what the surprise is based on this
Based
dude's
on
face.
the image, it looked, I would assume, sour?
Yeah, I would say that the surprise is that it's a sour candy based on the sour man.
I have no
on
idea
it.
the proper way to pronounce this.
Use.
EKSIYUZ, but with some accents here and there.
Yeah.
XUs. I don't know. All right. Oh,
It might be gum, so just be aware of that.
all right.
It might
It's just
be.
a little orange ball.
Yeah.
Oh, yours
Oh.
is different color.
Yeah. It's definitely gum.
Bad for my jaw. What's the surprise? That's just a normal ass
It's not
gumball.
sour. What is this, babies?
They haven't heard of a warhead.
Is this what sour is outside of America?
That was nothing.
What are y'all doing?
What was that?
We're the producers of sour here, I guess.
Wonder if they can hear my jaw popping on the mic. Hold on.
ASMR. That was lame.
That was lame. I mean, it's good gum, but it wasn't.
I'm glad I brought two. Yeah. What a surprise! Whoa! You got me.
It's a gumball.
So now we have Altina Basaks. Altina Basak.
Ultimate Bazaar.
Altina Basak.
Okay.
Tahil.
Crisps.
It says yogurt on here, so I think they're yogurt flavored, whatever that means.
All right.
But I don't know if yogurt means our yogurt.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find out, baby.
Okay. I mean, I'm down. That sounds fun. They remind me of like a
Wheat
wheat
thins.
thin. Yeah.
Send it. That's all that is, baby. It's just a wheat thing with a
wheat
little
thin.
bit of like.
I don't know what the flavor even is.
Oh,
but
there's some. Yeah, it's something. Kind of cheesy,
yeah. Good light snack. Nice
garlicky
crisp.
or something.
Yeah. Pretty tasty.
All right. Tahil.
Yeah, I'd eat a bag of those.
Oh yeah.
Very crunchy. Very good. Very light.
Introducing Altin Basak, your new go-to guilt-free snack that combines the goodness of yogurt and herbs in one crispy bite and cheese and quinoa in another. These healthy treats are not only delicious, but also packed with fiber, making them the perfect choice for a healthy snacking option. Say goodbye to your same old snacks and hello to a flavorful, nutritious treats.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I like them. They're tasty. They're light. They're crispy.
Yeah.
If they're relatively good for you too, awesome. Bonus points. I like those a lot.
Yeah. Be cool if I could tell you like how much calories are in this. I have no clue.
Yeah.
Turns out nutrition facts don't look the same in other countries.
But with snack time coming to a close, that means we move into movie time. We watched the movie Past Lives. It is a kind of half Korean, half American movie. Before I even read the description, if you're into drama romance movies, I would just go in blind and watch it. It's really good for the drama romance stories, whatever genre. There you go.
Yeah.
So just go in blind if you have any interest in it. The description is Nora and Hae-sung.
I wish one of my past lives would have watched this movie so I didn't have to.
Nora and Hae-sung, two deeply connected childhood friends, are wrested apart, okay, after Nora's family emigrates from South Korea. 20 years later, they are reunited for one faithful week as they confront notions of love and destiny. So, you know, two childhood friends separated who come back together, and yeah, the story of that. Before we talk anything, I do want, because last week I said there was something in here that you would like.
Yeah.
I assume you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah. It was the scene where they're drinking soju, baby.
That's one of them.
Back.
Hell yeah. But also, she recommends him to watch.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Right. Hell yeah.
She goes to Montauk for her, whatever it was, weird writing thing.
Yeah.
And then he watches it.
Eternal
With
Sunshine of the
Korean
Spotless Mind.
subtitles.
Well, of course.
And he's like, nice. He doesn't give his thoughts on it, though. If he
Yeah.
would have reviewed it, then it could have taken me up a point.
True.
Pretty cool.
I'm sure he liked it. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I didn't expect to see Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind in the
Yeah.
movie, but it was good. Very cool. And then also, I think, because they start in South Korea, and then her family emigrates away. Why is emigrate and immigrate different? Anyway,
Question.
they leave South Korea, and 4D chess movie, even wearing a shirt, they go to Canada first. They
Yeah.
go to Toronto.
Yeah.
I was just in Toronto. It's crazy. I didn't watch it till right when I got back, and I didn't know they went there. So really, 4D chess move of mine. But yeah, they go to Toronto, and then she goes to...
Emigrate means to leave.
Okay.
Immigrate means to come in.
Okay.
So they emigrated from Korea.
Right.
Immigrated to
Okay. That makes sense.
Korea / America. I mean, Canada/America.
Korea/America.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, right.
Just in the water.
Dead center.
Yeah.
The Atlantic Ocean.
Gotcha.
Pacific Ocean.
So yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you want to start with a rating? What do you want to do?
Sure.
Okay. I'll let you. I feel like there's going to be disparity for us.
No, I was exaggerating.
Okay.
I don't think it was a bad movie at all.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what my rating is. That's why it's hard.
Okay.
It's like
when did you watch it? Last night?
some hours ago.
No, today.
Like early.
Oh, okay. Where are you feeling? Where are you resting at?
I mean, it's probably going to be an 8, but it's between a 7 and an 8 right now.
Okay.
But probably an 8 is where it's going to end up.
All right. I think.
No, don't even. Okay.
Where do you think I'm going?
I don't know. I think you're going to be like, I think this is my favorite movie. I think this is a 10.
No, not a 10. I put it at an 8, but then I was thinking, I think this is a 9 for me. Which is almost finding the 9s are hard for me. It's usually 8 or a 10, so finding the 9s is strange, but because this is a drama romance movie. Like, I mean, there's some comedic elements or whatever, but it's
not really. Yeah.
Basically just drama romance. I don't usually watch very many of those, and I expect them to all be cliche. Not that there wasn't some cliches, of course, but
in this movie,
yeah. What?
You're saying there wasn't much cliches in this movie?
No, I'm saying there was still cliches in this movie,
yeah.
but I don't think the way, at least the ending transpired, no spoilers, was like how I was exactly how I was expecting things to go.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much else this specific genre could do for me that I would like something more than it in this genre, except some animated movies.
I mean, there could be things
potentially, but I'm saying there's not much that I've seen,
like directing wise.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that. I mean, there's a lot of like long, slow panning shots. That was like the most stylization that I really saw. Other than that, it was just like normal stuff. There wasn't really
say in terms of
creativity,
visually,
or like visualization of things and like metaphor. There wasn't really any of that in here. Very little, anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
You get it.
Yeah, so in terms of that stuff, yeah. I'm just talking more so just the story and the way certain things hit me or resonated with me. I don't know what else I would want, but I mean, there is still the room for the 10. So if something comes along, it does also those things. There's still the room for the 10. But we're going definitely an 8 for me. But right now, I set it at a 9 just because I was thinking back and the way certain things resonated with me. I think could potentially push it in terms of this genre, especially. But in terms of just some general thoughts of mine, I enjoyed the score. I was actually noticing myself enjoying some of the music.
Definitely.
I think it fit a lot of the scenes.
The music was really, really good, actually.
Yeah. Which, again, I don't usually notice them unless they're particularly
it was
good.
There was some stuff in there that's playlist worthy for sure. As an ambient listener, there were some ambient tunes in there that were like,
hell yeah, okay. Got the glowing recommendation from our ambient boy.
Yeah.
There's just something inherently that I just enjoy because I know that feeling of catching up with a childhood friend and that nostalgia. Like I live for that stuff and just, something comforting about it and brings you back to your childhood because, childhood is a comforting era. Well, for some, I don't know, but for us at least. Yeah. So it was just, I felt that all their interactions, especially early on, they were a little cheesy, but like in the way that they would be cheesy. Like it felt very authentic in the way they were interacting.
Okay.
Like just the way they would tease each other or it felt like this is the type of conversation they would have given the situation that they're in. Everything felt genuine to me, at least. I mean, obviously maybe some of it was lost in translation because they speak Korean to each other, but just came off genuine to me. I got to hear the good old Skype jingle.
Yep.
That gives me
true.
That's great.
Yeah, it was a realistic Skype experience of like losing connection, all this kind of stuff. That was
classic.
Pretty good representation.
And they had a very good use of wide shots. So there was a lot of shots with them in the foreground, just like beautiful cityscapes in the background. I really liked a lot of the wide shots. Like you said, there wasn't anything too crazy from a cinematography standpoint, but there was some nice...
Not as bad, just kinda,
nothing like...
Not super stylized.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought I more or less knew where it was going. And not saying it like completely caught me off guard or anything. But I was still enjoying the ride. make me feel certain things. But yeah, we'll get in when we get into spoilers.
Yeah.
Things resonated with me a lot, but I would definitely highly recommend it, especially if you're into any sort of romance movies, drama
for
movies.
sure. It was good. I liked it. Some of the actions of the characters made me a little bit upset, but like there's nothing wrong with it from a movie standpoint, just because the characters' actions are a little stupid. So
Yeah, right.
it just, it might tick the enjoyment level a tiny bit, but like that's nothing against the movie itself.
Okay.
So like, yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked it. I liked the things that happened with the things. I liked how it's I liked the opening scene and how we kind of tied back around to it by the end.
Yeah, I really like how it opens.
Stuff like that.
It was a unique way to open it.
Yeah. Which it would have been more effective if I didn't know what the movie was, because then I wouldn't have had any idea what the actual interpretation was.
That's true. Yeah.
But when it opened, I was like, oh no, this is happening, this is happening, and I was exactly right.
Yeah, basically. It's not... Yeah, if you... Like, even just the IMDb description I read, like, it's like, you kind of assume...
Yes.
one of two things are happening here. Most likely this one thing. But not that it completely detracts from watching it unfold, but...
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was a comedy movie because
okay.
of the line when they're talking about inyeon.
Yeah. They bring that up a lot.
And they describe it as you get married if you have certain layers of inyeon. 8,000 layers of inyeon.
Right.
So it's like an onion.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Shrek when he says onions have layers.
Yeah, maybe it was like just a mistranslation.
Yeah. You build up onions in your past lives.
Right.
Yeah. So I like
This
that.
movie's all about onions, man.
Yeah.
All about onions. All right, well, any other initial thoughts?
At the beginning of the movie, I was a little bit turned off because it felt like it was going to be one of those, I don't know, Korean movies like to do this thing. Other movies do it, but specifically Korean movies, where there's this obsession almost with like rich people and rich people problems,
Yeah.
And I really thought it was going there. It didn't really end up going there at all, but like it really felt like it at first when I like started doing this freaky rich white people shit, going to, Montauk and doing all this. I don't know, you get it.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, oh my God. And then they showed the guy in this fancy suit, and I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
It's going to be another movie where they just, it's going to be a Korean man in a suit talking really deep or something. Because, they do that all the time in those movies.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know why. But anyway, it ended up being that.
Yeah.
To the movie's credit. Yeah, I don't know. I think we can get into the spoilies.
All right.
Spoily doilies.
Well, spoilers for Past Lives. So again, if you're interested, if you like drama romance, I think you'll really enjoy it. Go check it out.
Is it nominated for Best Picture, right?
Yep, nominated
So-
for Best Picture this year. I don't know if it has any other nominations. I didn't look, but maybe I'll check before the episode's over. But
Do you think it'll win?
I don't think
it
it'll win.
should win?
I don't think it should win.
Okay.
But like you said, from other aspects, other movies definitely were done better.
Yeah.
Like there's better directing, better cinematography, things like that. But very good. I think it's the best in its genre probably, and I think it's the only one of this
Fair.
genre in the list. So
Fair.
from last year at
Yeah.
least. So definitely think it deserves to be on the list, but don't think it should win. But yeah, check it out. We're gonna get into spoilers, so if you want to watch it, spoiler free, dip out now. So yeah, like we said, I do like the way it opened.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. And then before even getting to the ending, but just the shot, I thought the shot of them like saying goodbye and parting ways, and he goes down the road. She goes up
Yeah,
the
they
stairs.
brought that back a few times.
Yeah, I liked that shot. The first time I saw it, I was like, okay, that's a good
A
shot.
little on the nose,
Yeah, very
but like
not
it's
artistic.
good.
It's like, oh, they're
It's
going
like,
their separate
wow,
ways.
that's
But
crazy. It's metaphorical. They're going on their own paths.
yes,
Really
very,
cerebral.
I don't even know how I deciphered the
Yeah.
meaning behind that one. I had to Google it. Like, what does this scene mean anything? But still. But yeah, then we cut. First, we just go 12 years in the future, and I want to say in the middle section, her haircut does not do her any favors.
True.
It like really accentuates
It
her
was
forehead.
2012, okay? Times were different. Styles was different.
Really accentuates her forehead there. But regardless,
So they looked a little old because,
yeah.
yeah.
Because it's the same characters,
Yeah.
right? They're same actors that
I
play.
think so.
But yeah, then we show just the boys, baby. All the boys are together getting tipsy drunk on soju while they're helping.
24 years later.
Yeah, even then.
I was like,
they keep coming back, drinking the soju. And it's always like the first time we see them, just random unnamed guys going through some sort of breakup, and they're all there for him. They're all just drinking their soju, having a good time. I'm like, this could be us, baby.
True.
All the boys, like that's friendship right there. That's friendship. But that means we do gotta. Well, we've never been at least me and you have never been drunk together or like really tipsy together. You know, just getting emotional, getting deep.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Right now, dude.
Whoa, was in that water, bro?
Potty.
But yeah, I want to do that because we didn't get tipsy, but you know, we had Kyle and we drank some soju and stuff. You know, getting the juices flowing a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's real friendship.
That's real friendship.
It is real friendship.
If you're too young to drink, you don't have real friends,
exactly.
baby.
I mean, that's true. Your friendships change when you're older. Sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, obviously we withstood the test of time, but
fair enough.
You don't know if they're real friendships until you're an adult. If they're still around.
I don't know if that's fair. What if one of them dies? That's not a real friend.
Well, if he was a real friend, he would have stuck around.
Fair.
That's his fault.
God. A little controversial.
So we deal with that, and then we find out that he's been looking for her this whole time, or at least recently been looking for her.
Yeah.
And they end up communicating and getting on Skype with each other. And then, like I said, I feel like that their Skype call was pretty natural, given the context of like they haven't spoken in 12 years, and
the acting was good.
Near the end, he wants to tell her he misses her, but there's this like hesitation and just the way they poke fun at each other. Like he says, you're the same 12-year-old kid I remember. And she says, what, greedy? He says, no, wants to do everything, wants to have everything. And then she says, has a terrible temper. And he's like, exactly. And then they start laughing. And then she pretends to get angry and like punches the screen. Like, you know, it's silly, but that's like what you would do, especially if there's like some sort of crush tension there, you know? It's just like, I'm sure if anyone was listening in on some conversation I had with my high school crush, it would have been fucking awkward. But you know, just corny cheesiness, and I liked it. It was cute.
I also thought it was good when they would ever come back after they meet again after another 12 years. The awkwardness was pretty realistic.
Yeah, when they
were
first
very awkward and
see
like
each other.
Hi.
Yeah, she like hugs him, and then they like step away, and then it's like kind of awkward. Then she goes in for they don't even know what to do.
Yeah, felt good, felt real, felt nice.
So, because they go their separate ways after 12 years, because she wants to focus on her life there. You know, she doesn't want to, she's been searching for tickets to Seoul and all this stuff. She wants to focus on her life, so they agree to just like stop talking for a while, and then she meets
Arthur.
Arthur. And they just, they don't strike me as a couple. Like, not the way they act with each other, but just, it just shows them walking down the street and like, they just don't strike me as someone that's in a relationship. I don't know why. They're just a weird looking couple, but it's whatever, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
But he's a cool guy. He's a cool white guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think the movie goes out of its way to make him a really good dude. Like, he's a little bit of a baby bitch.
Yeah.
But like, he does not say or do anything that's inappropriate, and is kind of reacts to everything exactly as you should.
Yeah. No, he's super polite about it.
And the movie does that on purpose.
Especially given the context. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
100%. Because you don't want to feel like she's in the wrong relationship. She's with a bad guy.
Yeah.
She definitely should have been with this person or this person. Like, there was no right answer there. If they painted him in a bad way, then,
and everything we see and hear about their relationship is good.
Yeah. Because they've had I don't remember exactly the timeline, but they're married for like 6 years, or they've been together for 6 years or something like that. Maybe longer than that.
Long time, yeah.
And yeah, it seems like they've been happy. They've been living their life. They get along. So I'm glad that that's how it's treated. And
I like the line when he asked if they fight, and she said like, "Oh yeah, we fight. We go for it." And then, but she says that it's like when you're planting two trees in one pot, the roots have to learn to intermingle with each other or something. Yeah. But yeah, I like that line. It was like, this is a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, there's very few movies where like specific lines are just like very eloquent or like really stick with me, and I'm like, wow, that was a powerful line. Yeah. Like really good. And there was multiple times of that. When they reunite, and like you said, they have the awkward hugs and awkward things, and then like the camera's kind of just like slowly
Following
panning
them.
back and forth between them. Like even it's kind of awkward. Like, are you gonna say something?
Yeah.
But then they go and they take a picture in front of like the city behind them, and he just like he just kind of sorry. He stands like this.
Yeah.
Just very awkwardly, like every time he's posing for a picture.
I think he looks
very
and
awkward.
acts like a child through the whole fucking movie, which I think is intentional because whatever he represents to her.
Right.
But he's a little baby.
Yeah.
I think he's more of a little baby than the white guy because at least the white guy acts mature.
Yeah.
He's insecure, but he acts maturely.
Right. I mean, he's obviously grown up in some ways, but he still doesn't. And he kind of talks about that even with his, where he's discussing his breakup he just had, who he had a long relationship with, and how he doesn't feel like he has like a serious job or like a grown up job.
What are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
she described him as idealistic, which I very much agree with. And he's just so awkward. I don't know what the heck he's doing at any time. He's just like, yeah.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with having a crush or having like, a what if about this person. Remember, they knew each other when they were like 10.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, they had like a short little thing for who knows, they did some Skype calls when they were 20, but like,
Right.
it's not like they were like super close or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're childhood sweethearts. They went on like one date thing when they're like 6th grade. Like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like live my whole life fawning over, that girl I went on one date with in 6th grade. Like, we were probably meant to be. Yeah, I think we were meant to be.
Hey, man, it's
Like,
she was a cutie. I don't know. Man. Yeah.
You get it. It's just like, dude, move on, bro.
Yeah, like, I mean, I get it, but at the same, not like I'm destined to be with this person, but it's just, again,
If it was
brings
in
back-
high school, okay.
Yeah.
Middle school's you're too young.
But it's just like, I don't know, it's like a comfort thing. It just brings you back, like, it's not justified, but it's like you associate this good,
I get
carefree
it.
time.
I get it. But as an adult,
Yeah.
I can separate that and be like, man, those are
Right.
good times. Not like, I need to see this person and I need to be with them. I don't care. I will wait till the ends of the earth, you know?
Yeah.
I can recognize like, nostalgia and all that stuff feels good and associating that person with those times and be like, man, but
Yeah, well, it's 'cause
stalking them all day long.
he left, well, between the first gap, the 12-year gap, it's because it was left so abruptly. Like, it was just like, we're best friends. Like,
Even
I'm
then,
leaving,
no.
and then they disappeared.
Even then, I mean, they didn't say that. I don't think they specified how long they were friends for. To be fair,
they didn't.
I don't think they were friends their whole life.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think it didn't.
I
Seem
had
like
friends
that
in
was-
middle school who just disappeared. I didn't like dream about them when I'm 22, 23 in college, being like, man,
But you weren't like close. Like, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know.
girl from 6th grade.
I get it. I mean, I don't
I
have a
wonder what
specific
she's doing.
person, but I could see myself doing that.
You would like not have any other partners.
No, but like if I ran
search
into
for
them again,
you would go to their dad's Facebook and
no way.
post on it.
I would probably try to get in touch with them again. Yeah, and I think like being reunited with them would have a similar feeling.
Okay.
I mean, again, I don't have anyone I was that close of friends with like that. But
Yeah, like I said, I agree with the feelings, but the intensity of them is where I'm like, okay, dude,
no, it was a little overboard. for
chill.
sure. But they reunite, and then one of the first, like, because basically, like, I haven't gone obviously through this exact experience, but I was really relating to Arthur and like a lot of the feelings and things he was saying. I was like, damn, like, yeah, this is how I feel. I know how I would be processing this situation, how it would be fucking eating me alive.
Yes, and he handles it really good.
For sure. Because the first time is after they have their first meetup and they're in the bathroom, like getting ready for bed. And she's just, it's kind of implied that she's just been talking about it constantly, like talking about him. And, he's just asking questions, just like, how'd it go? What's he like? Da-da-da. And she asks, like, or he asks, is he attractive? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, well, do you find him attractive? And she hesitates for like way too long and says, I don't think so.
It's like,
Just
yeah,
not
okay,
the
dude.
answer you choose. It's like, okay. And he's stressing. I just said in that moment, like, that would 100% be me. Like, I'd be
Yeah.
Not like fear she's going to cheat or anything like that, but just I'd be jealous. Jealousy would be.
Yeah, well, this
100%
you're getting to the part of the movie that made me viscerally angry.
Okay. What's that?
The lady. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, you wanna explore this weird like second coming of age, this disconnecting or reliving your childhood of Korea, whatever. You can do all that without torturing your fucking husband. She like teeters on this edge of like, oh, technically I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. I really want to kiss him. I'm going to stand close to him where if he kissed me right now, I would do it. But I won't actually do it. I'm not actually doing it. I'm just going to hang out with him all day and spend a whole week. Motherfucker, you don't do that to your partner. Imagine if I was like, you were just like, oh, you were with... Ashley, and you're like, oh yeah, by the way, my ex is coming to town for a week, and I'm just gonna go hang out with them all week by myself. Cool. Yeah. Just like, what? And then you come back and you're like talking about them all day long. It's just like, bro.
No, I know, but like,
it's messed up.
It is messed up, but I mean, I feel like they're so comfortable in their relationship, and also just, it is like on paper, the situation doesn't sound bad. It's like my childhood friend. I haven't seen him forever. I haven't talked to him in 12 years. And even that was brief. They're coming to town for whatever it is, a weekend.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, oh, yeah, cool. You haven't seen him so long.
Okay, then bring your significant other on the first meeting and maybe most of the meetings. You don't get to go on adventures every day, all day in New
especially
York.
some of the things they were doing, like even like they went to Statue of Liberty, and I was just like, oh, we haven't even been there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, really?
She's like, what are you doing? In the first like 10 minutes, they're on the train. Their hands are like, oh, we're inching. Well,
because obviously she has some sort of residual whatever too, and she doesn't know. But an inyeon, dude, the onions, okay,
the onions.
There are layers of onions.
I get the feelings, like I said, but like acting on them, if you know that to be true, then don't put yourself in the situation. Don't just.
Like, other than the ending, the roughest, the heartbreaking scene for me is their whole conversation in bed is like rough, and also has some of the lines that I really enjoy because they're talking about this. And like I've had these thoughts in like every relationship I'm in, every friendship I'm in, everything. Like I always wonder if I'm good enough for somebody, if like they kind of talk about how this is like how we got together. It's kind of a boring story. Like this isn't like a fairy tale. Like
most things aren't.
Yeah, but it's just like you think like, oh, if they were that person seems like on paper like it'd be way cooler if you were with them because it's like, oh, you guys grew up together and like it's such a good story. Like it's like a love ending, a fairy tale ending of a movie. And I've had those thoughts of like other people and people I've been with live or other friends and like I just think about these things. And then he says to her, it's just that you make my life so much bigger, and I'm wondering if I do the same for you. Right? Those are pretty much verbatim thoughts I've had in the past, again, with either relationships or with friendships, like anything, of if I provide as much like happiness or if I bring as much to their life as they bring to my life.
Even in that conversation, it's like she can tell he has this anxiety and this insecurity, but she just kind of like dances around it.
Yeah.
She never just goes like, hey, you're fine. I love you. I'm happy. I'm happy with you. And she's just like, oh, I don't know. Like, oh, well, it's like, I don't think she's horrible, but like, what are you doing? You're just torturing. You're like dancing. It's like, you don't want
her ways of comforting him aren't super direct,
fine.
Or she hesitates to even respond to things.
It's just in context with everything else. It's just like, and I get that the whole point of the movie is the will they, won't they. Yeah. But it just makes me like, you don't have to be.
Yeah. But, and also, I mean, this is like, it's rough. Like, this sucks for him a lot, for Arthur, but it is. Again, I don't know if it's a week or weekend. I forget the timeline exactly, but they've been together for like years and years and years. This is such a small thing for them, So I don't know the whole context of their relationship. So like in the grand scheme of things, this doesn't seem.
It says one fateful week.
Okay.
Yep.
The thing that like was just, it was such a whatever, is that he talks about how she only dreams in Korean, and it says, you dream in a language I can't understand. It's like there's this whole place inside of you where I can't go. And it's like,
Yeah.
That was crazy, bro. That's
And
a line right
yeah,
there.
I know, but and he explains that that's why he's learning Korean.
Yeah.
And then she says, "You want to understand me in my while I'm sleeping, or understand me in my dreams?"
Yeah.
You know, it shows how much he cares and
really
how much he wants
cares.
to be a part of her. And like,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, he's a little boring and he's kind of a little baby, but like, he's nice, man.
Yeah, and he loves her, and he's definitely does everything for her. Because even when he does bring the next section is him coming over for dinner, or coming and then they go out to dinner, but them meeting the husband and Nae-sun. Let me get it right. Make sure I'm saying it right.
I know.
Hae-sung.
Yeah.
Hae-sung. And he comes in, he's like taking off his shoes or whatever, and like just the look he gives, like you can tell of just like,
dude, he couldn't even force the smile out at first.
Yeah, he's just like, oh man. But then he says like, hello or nice to meet you or something in Korean, and they start talking.
Yeah,
and he's trying to do his Korean, and meanwhile he's trying to do English, and it's real cute. And he like compliments his English and everything, or compliments his Korean rather. And yeah, it's just everyone's like facial expressions and just their mannerisms and the reactions. It was heartbreaking, but also like very realistic. Of just like, yeah, this is how it would be. But like we said, he definitely handles it as good as one possibly could.
And again,
in that
like
situation.
at the end, towards the end, when they're at the bar,
right?
And he says, like, after all this bullshit, and he says, like, I'm really glad you came here.
Yeah,
that was like the most big brain Giga Chad thing this dude could say. He's been a little baby, biatch, and then all of a sudden he says that. It's like, dude, it's so good, just like confident.
Yeah, like you just like,
I don't give a shit. You're nothing to me. I'm so glad you came. It's like, it's like, okay, yeah, that was a really good thing to say right there. I would have never said that.
Yeah,
if I was feeling so insecure and not part of the conversation like he was, where they were just
yeah, because at first they're like kind of working it in, but like he only knows so many words in English, so eventually he just turns full Korean. She's like he'll say like 10 sentences, and she'll give him like this list of it. Oh, he was in the war. Yeah. Meanwhile, he's been talking for like 10 minutes.
Which is fine, but then after that, they're like...
They're
not just talking, they're talking about...
Yeah.
Loving each other, or wanting
he like
their
really
relationship.
starts opening up. He's like been thinking about
and the camera literally goes...
Yeah, just scoots him out of the
Arthur's
picture.
not here anymore. Mm-hmm. It's like, bro, why would you do that? That's fucked up to do to your partner,
Yeah, but I mean, this is like literally, the final hours that they're going to be together. And like she knows that this is going to be the last time they're really going to see each other. So it's like... They've had these pent up emotions and they need to get them out, and maybe not the best scenario to do it in, but
and they had a whole week, man.
Yeah, that's true. But
a whole day dates. Okay, think they have enough time? You could send them a text, bro. And what emotion? What? That's what I'm saying. Like, what is like this is deep love. We did some Skype calls for a week 15 years ago. It's like,
but it's just the thought of this, we grow up together, kind of. It would be this dreamy ending. Like, I don't. It's just the thought of it's better than like the actual plausibility of it.
Correct.
It's definitely just.
Well, then stop teasing it. Stop teasing it out and like, hey,
look,
husband, I might leave you.
I get it. I would have these weird feelings that don't make any sense.
Yeah, but you wouldn't put your partner through that. You wouldn't.
No, I know. I'm not saying she's justified in doing it the way she did.
Like I said, the feelings, I totally understand. Yeah. These fairy tale scenarios of like, hey, what would have happened if I did this? How would I have been happier? What would my life have been like?
Right.
Would we have worked out? And it's those things. Don't do it in front of your husband. Don't play it out like it's a play.
But that's their last chance, okay?
It's not. I know. It's not.
But they want it to be their last chance because they know they gotta just go their separate ways after that.
Yeah,
you gotta let it be said. And he's a little baby boy. He didn't bring it up until then, so that's his fault too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's just like has this weird fairy tale thing the whole time.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, you're married. Oh yeah, I'm still gonna come. Just like,
yeah,
I'm still gonna.
And like you can, there is moments where you can tell that she knows she shouldn't do this. She shouldn't feel this way. Because like there's one where I think it's when they're going around the Statue of Liberty. They're on the boat and they're taking like selfies of each other, and she's like all happy, and she like kind of catches herself being almost too happy about this, and like purposely like drops her smile down, like, okay, I'm getting too excited. Like we're just friends. We're just hanging out.
So don't put yourself in the situation. Okay. If you have this weird crush situation, which is not even a crush, as the movie kind of tells you, it's not really about him.
Yeah.
It's about that he represents her like Korean self.
Yeah.
He represents who she was and who she left behind when she came.
Yeah.
So she misses
What
that part
could
of
have been
herself.
if she stayed
She misses
there.
that part of herself. But don't put if you're having these weird feelings, don't go on dates with them all day.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying all this stuff just to tie it all together. The most angrifying scene was the last 30 seconds. I understood it and it was very emotional and I liked it. But what are you doing, lady? When they're standing waiting for the Uber and they just stand and turn and look at each other like waiting for one of them to kiss each other. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? Don't turn and like lean into him. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Your husband's 10 feet away. You're gonna kiss him right now?
I didn't realize he was right there until
it doesn't matter if he's right there. It's just like,
yeah, it's just funny. But because
it's like just, I said, if he would have kissed her right there, she would have been all.
Yeah, well, it's like the final test. It's just like if this, I guess this is meant to be. I don't know, but that was like the final of waiting. Like if we do this, it's gonna happen. If not, like this is the last we'll see of each other. Again, not saying it makes sense or is justified.
And she comes back and she's crying, and it's like,
starts sobbing.
Honey, I'm sorry. It was really hard for me to not leave you just now. I'm so
knows,
sorry.
And he knows.
Yeah, I know,
he
but
consoles her, and he understands. He's a great guy.
But like, fuck you.
But hey, I don't know, man. But that scene, it got me. That was the one scene it got me.
Why?
I don't know.
Were you rooting for them? You were like, oh, please,
no, but like again, I
kissy,
understand what's
please.
going through their heads in that moment, and I understand like not like someone I've loved or anything, but I know that awkward feeling. Like even I had like a pit in my stomach of just like knowing like this is the final time you're gonna see someone in general, just in a general sense, and like just there's like 2 minutes till the car comes, and just that feeling without any deeper love. Sucks. It's like such a heartbreaking feeling, but then obviously on top of everything else they got going on.
But this is the last chance I could run away with you or kiss you or something.
And then the car comes and you can see them just like, oh, like,
I've had those feelings when I'm single. When I'm not single, I don't have that feeling of like, this is my last chance I could kiss you right now.
Well, I know, but still, I can understand why they would feel that way. And then the whole time, like I knew things were sad and like I should feel sad and like, it was sad in parts, but I was good. I was like, I'm not gonna cry at this movie or anything. But then I don't know, literally like when he's about to say goodbye and it just cuts back to the same scene from the first, where they're leaving just for like a second. And I was like, I literally said out loud, I was like, oh, fuck you. And then and then one single tear went. Literally, it was like just one tear. I was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
And then he says they talk about like their next life. I'll see you in the next life or something.
I don't like that either.
One single telling her, I'll see you then.
Romantic platitudes.
Yeah. And then, they go back. She goes back to her husband sobbing, and then they go inside, and that's kind of it. But
I get it. Like, I like the end. I mean, probably the most emotional part was for me, it was when she came back. I was walking back. And she's just like, her brain's probably going a million miles an hour. She's walking back all slow. And then whatever. She starts crying and she's like I said, I'm angry. But like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like she said, like, hey, for him, you're the one who stays. And he's the one who's there comforting her. Right. She never cried with our mans. Yeah. But as soon as he's gone and, she can let those emotions out and cry with the person she's actually supposed to be with.
And again, like putting myself in Arthur's shoes, because like obviously eventually time heals all, but like she's gonna be recovering from this for a while, and it's just like he's gotta live with that now too.
Recovering from
everything that went down.
Recovering from
what? Because it's like finally getting rid of that whole side of her. Like this is her fully moving on and accepting like this new life she's built for herself. Like, I mean,
or they could have just been adults and like had a friendship. She could have visited and like they could have. She could have been connected.
He was too attached.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it could have been handled a whole different way, and everybody would have still got 90% of the same stuff out of it. Of like, oh, my childhood, this and that. Like,
he wouldn't have let it go. That he wouldn't have, because he was childish
and attached for his whole life. Yeah. To this lady,
who
he doesn't even really know at all.
Right. That's why like they have to just
go
their separate ways, live their separate lives. But yeah, I don't know, man. It was hitting me just in those like I was, like I said, the bedroom scene and him talking like Arthur. I was relating to Arthur a lot, and I was like, damn, like this fucking sucks. I would never want to put myself in that situation. I'd be stressing. I was gonna say
we've both had whatever different variants of the experience of being the white boy.
Yeah,
so it's like we can relate to that side for sure.
Yeah,
of like not being able to fully,
And again, just because he, not knowing anything, like this is a person from her childhood who fully speaks the language, who fully knows a side of her that is no longer a part of her, like just feels so foreign, and that, like to him, this is the person that she should have been with. Like, it's, at least that's what's going through his head. And it's like, I know, even if it's not true, even if she's not supposed to be with this person, I know that's what I would be thinking. That's what would be going through my head.
And she doesn't help.
Yeah, that's very true.
She doesn't go finds him attractive and everything. I'm meant to be with you. This man means nothing to me. Like, I'm here. I love you. She's like, we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I forget exactly how she words it. She does say like, I'm with you, like this is where I'm supposed to be or something. Like I ended up with you, but not this was my destiny.
She said we ended up like this. We ended up here.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to be here. Yeah.
I don't think she says we're supposed to be here. I think she says we ended up like this.
Yeah.
Which means nothing.
Yeah.
And she said, I wouldn't miss my rehearsals.
Yeah.
But I would miss you. How about you're the most important thing to me?
Even convince herself that this isn't what she wants.
Oh my God. I get it though. I get it. But it just felt like a weird childish thing the whole movie, which I get it. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I saw a review that described this as a coming of age story for old people, which is basically what it is, which is why it feels a little bit annoying when there's 35-year-olds acting like they're 13,
Right.
Because I would act like this if I was 14.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're just still holding on. It's like when they're together, it's just like, I'm back in childhood, like, and they have to let that go because it doesn't they're not meant for each other.
They don't know each other.
Yeah,
they don't know anything about each other.
Exactly. But so when they're together, we're 10 again, and holding on to that childhood of when things were good and things weren't, what they are now, and then finally letting that go. Because I don't know, it, like, obviously she's said to let him go, but yet it's more so just like finally growing up, finally moving on from childhood, finally moving on from...
I don't think it's about him. I think it's about all the things when she was saying,
he just represents these
he's
things.
So Korean. She said that kind of stuff a lot. Like, he's Korean. Like,
like stereotypical.
I have friends who are Korean American, but he is Korean.
Yeah, she's like so far past, because even her family lives in Canada now, so it's like she has almost no attachment whatsoever.
Right.
It's just what he represents more so than, oh my God, they're destined for each other.
Of course, lovers. I haven't lived that experience. I'm not an immigrant, but I can understand how that would be weird, and having this weird disconnect between your childhood self and your
imagine
current self.
It's the exact movie, but it's me and you.
Who's me and who's you?
You're you. You're her. I'm him. We don't, like, as children, we had our childhoods together, and then you, I guess, went somewhere else.
Korea,
yeah. Okay. I come in here, stereotypical white boy American. I'm what you're missing, and
like, bro,
brings you back to your childhood. Yeah, and you're with, someone that's completely not American. Eating Gushers, and... this the last time you're gonna see me. We're not gonna kiss, maybe, but if
we were adults, it doesn't have to be the last time I see you. We could just be friends. But it does,
given what you did, because you're weird. There's too much tension there, too much weirdness, and I don't
have any other friends from Korea. She didn't have any other childhood friends. Nobody.
Guess not. That she kept in touch with, at least.
She didn't keep in touch with him. They talked 12 years ago for like a week. That doesn't count.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, bro.
We keep in touch. We keep in touch every 12 years. We reconnect. I would be awake in bed every night. I'm counting the days to the next 12-year reattachment reunion.
That's what it is.
And I like when she came back in and she's like, "Oh yeah, you're right. By the way, he did come here for me." It's like, really?
You had no clue.
How'd you figure that out?
Yeah,
that's crazy, Nora. And just. I don't know. I get it. I like the emotions were there for me. I felt them. I understand them. and I liked it. I also felt anger at these two characters for fucking up her life, which she clearly likes and chose it, and like she literally pushed him away because she wanted to focus on her life in America and becoming successful.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, but I think that adds to the real, because people fuck up, people make mistakes, people chase things that they shouldn't chase, people cheat, people whatever. I know what you're saying. I'm not saying they're good people. I'm not saying this was a good decision. I'm not saying she should have done this. I'm not saying whatever.
I'm just saying it makes it harder for me to, while I relate to her feelings, it makes it harder for me to relate to her actions.
Right. I'm not cheering them on like,
yeah. Well, I think some people were when reading the reviews. It was like, oh, she's with this boring guy, uninterested in her life.
Yeah.
And, just like...
kind of missed the point a little bit there.
Yeah. So that's, as long as you don't think that, then you're good. Then I like it, and it's good. And like I said, I think it's it's an 8. I mean, I can't think of that many romantic movies that are that much past it.
I mean, like I said, I haven't really delved into the genre that much to begin with, so...
Well, normally I just think it's not enough for me, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And plus, usually it is like it ends with, people getting together.
Yes. Which by the way, I knew exactly what this whole movie was going to go like, Tyler. Mm-hmm. I knew the whole time exactly what was going to happen. So it's still like cliched, because I knew what it was doing. Oh, it's doing the childhood friend thing, but it's going to be sad. Like, oh, we can't. But no,
I wouldn't say it subverts expectations, but I'm just saying because I didn't know, obviously, right off the bat with the first scene, and that confirms what's going to happen basically. But going in, before I even knew that, I just assumed it was just there was going to be drama, but they would get together. I didn't know there was a third party involved. I didn't know she was married. Once I knew she was married, I was like, okay, well, I know how this is going to happen. But I was just excited that at least it wasn't that just, they fight, they're not supposed to be together, and then they get together in the end. Oh, surprise, shocker.
Yeah.
So
I like it. It's good. It's nice. I do like the feelings, and yeah. I imagine anybody who is an immigrant should definitely watch the movie, because I think I think it's even more.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
understandable and relatable.
More layers there if you can relate to that side of things, because we grew up American. Like, we are still
nobody
in
even calls her by the other thing that ties, because of her Korean name. She said, like, even my mom doesn't call me that. So it's literally a walking, talking representation of my Korean self.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who I kind of romanticize my Korean life, whatever. So it's like, it makes sense. Like I said, I fully get it, girl. Having all these weird emotions that you don't know how to deal with.
Yeah.
And this weird stuff, idealizing a little bit, fantasizing a little bit.
Right.
Don't torture your man still. He doesn't deserve that.
My poor guy, Arthur, man.
He was a little boring.
Sorry, man.
He was a little boring, to be fair, but he was very nice.
Just a gamer.
Yeah, and I'm very glad when the game thing came up, I was like, please do not paint him as he's like a lazy asshole.
Yeah, I thought she was going to have something to say about it.
No, because so many movies and stuff do that. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
He's playing a game.
Yeah, exactly. But
he must be lazy and a do-nothing loser.
He's just unwinded. And she just comes home, they start talking.
And she comes off and he takes off the game and he's like, just immediately talks to her.
Yeah.
Just chill.
Just a normal dude. Yeah. Maybe a little vanilla, a little bland. But I mean, it's not like we've seen, what he does actually provide for the relationship. But yeah, like we said, he's painted in very
also another thing
pristine
when they were walking outside. One of my thoughts was, why the fuck would you ever live in New York City?
Yeah, honestly,
because they should be like pretty.
Maybe
rich.
That's why she was so emotional. She's like, I could have lived. Because like
he's having like book signings and stuff, and she's doing all these big things. They got to have some good money,
It's expensive.
They live in this terrible, weird area.
Yeah, and even that's probably expensive.
Yeah, that's just like, why just go 20 minutes out, people? Keep your same job, just go 20 minutes out of the city.
Yeah.
You can have a beautiful place in a nice area.
That's their prerogative?
That's their pierogi.
That's their pierogi.
Maybe.
But that's past lives.
Yeah.
And I didn't even put any thought into what I'd be recommending for next week because I forgot that it might be on me again. Well, I need to know, because I don't think some of the Oscar people that I really want to watch, I don't think they're accessible. I don't think we can watch them unless it's in the theaters. Because I really want to do Poor Things, but I don't know if I don't think it's anywhere but theaters. Not that we can't see something in theaters. Because I know one that is available is Anatomy of a Fall. I don't think it's the most exciting one out of what I want to see, but I've heard it's good. And I think that's it. That's like available for streaming at the moment. That is accessible on that Best Picture nominees list, at least. Maybe American Fiction, probably, but
What is Poor Things even about?
It's like, I know her character is like has the mind of a child. An unorthodox scientist, young woman runs off with a lawyer on a whirlwind adventure across the continents. Free from the prejudices of her time, she grows steadfast.
I can see that. I'll find a way to see it. Yeah, I'll see it. We could do that. Okay. And plus, we have to add to the my conspiracy.
Your conspiracy.
Yeah, of Tyler only recommends romance movies.
Well, it's because I don't usually like the genre, so now I'm correcting myself and only watching the genre.
Fair.
Well, let's say this. We'll say Poor Things.
Yeah.
If you can't find a showing, the backup is Anatomy of a Fall.
Sounds good.
All right. So Poor Things, Anatomy of a Fall as the backup. One of those will be next week. And then, do you have any recommendations in general for people? Anything you've watched or played, listened to, whatever. Like we said last week, we do have the best of 2023 music. If you need new music, I'll put the link in the description again. Spotify playlist of the best songs from last year.
I have a not recommendation. You might have seen it. I watched Premonition from 2007. It's a Sandra Bullock movie. Basically what happens is her husband dies, and then she kind of time travels between days of the week.
Okay.
To learn what happened and the mysteries of everything
which
that
sounds
she discussed. Yes.
Promising.
It's a nice concept. People described it as a dollar store memento, which I would agree with. Yeah. That movie was hot trash. It was funny because of how garbage it was, especially the ending. I was like, "What are you doing, Sandra? What are you doing, lady?"
Sandra?
But then I watched Memento.
Yeah.
Again.
It was great.
Still really good.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen Memento.
There you go.
Watch Memento.
And
then you get drunk and watch Premonition.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. You have anything?
Not much lately because I haven't had a chance to watch too much outside of what we've needed for the podcast. Some previous things that I didn't recommend before. I still really like the show Dark. I think Dark is worthwhile. I think it's still on Netflix. It's a German show, so it is in foreign language. You will need subtitles. I doubt the dubbed performances are great. So, German show. Maybe.
I have a recommendation.
Okay.
Poor Things.
You should watch Poor Things.
Just a recommendation. If you want to catch up with the potty.
Yeah, you should watch that. You should watch everything that we've watched on the podcast, aside from maybe one or two of them.
I watched Limitless today.
Yeah.
Good movie. It's one of the most watchable movies.
That's a weird compliment.
It's
so watchable.
It's very, you know what I mean? It's so easy to digest.
Yeah, it's not very complicated to wrap your head around. It doesn't do anything particularly great or bad. It's just
it does some cool things and there's some really stupid things.
I remember liking it. Not 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, but I remember enjoying it back when I saw it. I think I've seen it a couple times. Well, we'll see you next week with Poor Things or Anatomy of a Fall, one or the other. Watch them both, and appreciate you guys being here.
I appreciate you. And what did you learn today?
I learned that inyeon and onion are one and the same. That Shrek is actually just the American telling of past lives.
Okay.
If past life happened in a fairy tale, if it was actually a fairy tale, it would be Shrek.
Okay.
That's what I learned.
Good. And
I learned, I forgot the name, but about the podcast and where podcast came from.
iPod.
And that's very relevant information for us.
I learned that it's okay to almost cheat on your significant other if it's with a Korean man in a suit.
That's true. I think that's kind of gives you a free pass pretty much in any relationship.
She would understand. She'd get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I actually would be thrilled if I came out as bisexual, I think.
Right. Especially with a Korean man in the suit.
She's like, "What? You haven't kissed a guy before?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
She's like,
"Yeah."
Okay. She's shocked by that piece of information. I've been kissed on the cheek by a guy. But anyway.
Goodness gracious.
Next week, though, I'll have updates for you.
Yeah. Recommendations? Kiss a dude, kiss everybody.
Kiss whatever gender you are, kiss the same gender. God. Kiss somebody new. That's what the off-angle boys told you to do. It's okay.
Baby.
Off-angle, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much for listening. Off Angle is once again brought to you by me and Tony. The music track in the background was created by Tony, as well as random sounds that came out of my mouth upon request. We can be found on all social medias at Off Angle Pod. And also be sure to leave us a rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'd really appreciate it. We'll catch you guys in the next one.